Good morning, everyone. We are almost coming to the very end of Narada Bhakti Sutra. In last few verses from 70 to 81, Naradaji is finally summarizing all what he has explained and took us through Bhakti, the path of Bhakti. Once a bhakta realizes or experiences the divinity within or reaches to the divinity all around, he sees no differences. And that state, he explained further that when that bhakta appears on the earth, then when the realized soul come on the earth, he's like a walking god on the earth. The past generation of him also rejoice in their fulfillment. The divine being in the heaven also dances in the joy, and the earth become endowed with the spiritual savior. So when such bhakta appears in the earth, on the earth, not only his whole generations, ancestors, but also the heaven and earth all dance in the joy. They see everywhere the divinity, and around them everybody see this divinity also. For example, the Jesus Christ, Ramakrishna Paramhans, Vivekanand, Buddha, Shankara, Ramanujan, Madhava, all these are the live examples of the bhaktas who came to realization in the living human form. And when they came, everything and everyone around experienced this divinity. Such bhaktas cannot be coming and going on their own as a sadhana. They change their lives all around them. Understanding this divinity in all the masters, such devotees never indulge in the controversial discussions. None of these great masters encountered or contradicted other path of sadhanas. So Buddha never talked about controversial statements of denying the Dvait. The similar way, Ramakrishna Paramhans never talked ill about any other practices. All they did was they saw divinity in everything and in everyone. Such devotees never argue. On the path of bhakti, there is nothing to argue, there is nothing to debate, there's nothing to stand against. Everything what a bhakta sees is nothing but the divine itself. However, two paths of divinity or the path of bhakti, lower and higher love. On the lower love, where we still have something to trade, something to give and take, all these limitation comes. But as soon as bhakta reaches to the higher love, the greater bhakti, he sees no difference in any path. He accepts everything, and because he's accepting the divine in everything, what he sees. Now, such devotees, what they do nothing, but they are in love of divine in every form. In the very end, he summarizes what this love can take the form of. So let's contemplate as a bhakta, as the devotee. When we see the divinity within and around us, what all shape and form it takes, I would like you to give up the expectation and the idea. Rather, let's connect purely and see how this divinity expresses within you. Starting sitting comfortably, closing your eyes. Let's take a moment simply to observe yourself, your posture, making sure it's comfortable, the spine is straight, shoulders relaxed, arm relaxed. There's no discomfort at any part of the body. Let go all the control over the muscles, joints, and as you start to feel, they all are loosening up. Allow it to let go. And you'll start to connect with the subtle energy, very subtle movements. Simply watching your body to let go the control and setting into deeper relaxation. Simply witnessing it as it happens. You reconnect with the breath and the flow of breathing, again, without changing, modifying, or interfering in any way. Simply allow it to unfold as it is. Allow yourself to merge in this flow of awareness, of consciousness. Wherever you bring your awareness, all you see is a beautiful movement, effortlessly, naturally taking place on its own. The very flow is not depending on anything. As you witness, as you simply observe, it reaches to its own balance, harmony. Changing our own self from the doer, the person who can make a difference, who is doing everything, to come to non-doership, where we are simply allowing it everything to happen on its own without us doing it, interfering, or being part of it. The Prakriti, the nature, every part of Prakriti and the nature flow in its own way, has its own natural synchrony. It does not require any doership. So let's take a moment to give up the doership and simply be part of non-doer, witness, sakshi, a simply observing. This beautiful dance of Prakriti is all around you, within you. And you decide to non-doing anything and yet simply enjoying it as it is, as it happens. The whole burden is lifted away. The expectation to do something or do it right, all that disappears. Nothing to be done. Nothing is required to be done. The purpose is simply to be part of it and enjoy as it is. Observing the beautiful play of energies within us, all around us. As you connect with the mind, deeply concerned about the thoughts, overwhelming thoughts, over-empowering thoughts, distractions of the thought. Let go all the ideas of thought, mind, and the thought process. Simply observing it as you observe the flow of breath, the flow of energy in the body, whole play of the Prakriti all around you. Without a fear, without an expectation, let's start to observe the beautiful dance of the mind. As a thought comes, stays or goes, or replaced by another, let's not interfere. Let's not get engaged. Let's not try to modify anything. The moment you decide to be the observer alone, the non-doer, changing the direction or the course of any action, you see, come to its own harmony and balance. Allow yourself the freedom to act or not act. At this point, making the conscious choice of not acting upon, not doing anything, simply enjoying the process. Soon the thoughts or the flow of the thoughts will stop disturbing or distracting. You're no more part of this process. This process may continue, or suddenly you'll start to feel the lesser thought coming into the mind. It reaches to its own still state. If any point, any distraction takes away your attention, simply reminding it you are non-doing, non-doership of your own. Your mind comes to stillness on its own. With the stillness of mind, with the calm, all you remain is connecting with the self. Nothing else exists to sort or to work out. Nothing else and nowhere else to be reached. You are there. You are self. As you connect with self, yourself, as you think of the divine or the bhakti or the Lord, the idea of connecting with anything else, also observing. I would like you to invoke the idea of the divine in the moment of the stillness and the silence. your own way or your own chosen path to be connected with divine. Any Lord you strongly connect with, in the form or formless. When you think of divinity or the divine form, as it appears right in front, even you're observing that. Allow this observation to connect with your own experience, how you feel the divinity within or around you, how you connect with the love for the divine. It's your path, it's your journey. It cannot be defined by any other's path or experiences. Knowing so much about what bhakta may look like or behave like, knowing what bhakti brings upon. Let aside all the expectations of this understanding and simply you connect with your divine connection in a way you experience your own. At first, not knowing whether this should be the one experiencing. Are we on the right path? Allow all the doubts and questions to come and go. Let's again not engage or involved. Let the mind, let the self find its own way to connect with the divine. Experience the divinity, not as a separate entity, but as part of you. Are you part of the divine? Even it's a very short moment of experience, even half a second, it should not be wasted. Is the time when pleasure, pain, desire, profit, nothing is troubling you. The convenient time when we withdraw ourselves to be non-doing. Without the thinking, the conduct, right and wrong, any desire or expectation to be anything or to experience anything. Simply surrender unto Him with all your heart. Allow all the limitation, all the conditioning, everything to let go. Nothing you require to experience Him except Him. When invoked, He indeed reveals Himself. Makes the devotee realize his absolute nature divine. We are bound to get the fruit of supreme love. Simply connecting without a limitation or doing. In its pure form, in our conscious state, He will reveal Himself to the bhakta. No matter which way we decide to experience the divinity, the bhakti is still just one. The devotion is unconditional, without a second. However, we can decide to love for glorifying His qualities. We love for His divine form, any form which we choose to connect with. We can love Him, worshipping Him, simply remembering Him all the times. Love for doing service for Him, every action surrendering to Him. We can find love in the friendship with Him, as a sakha when we start to love Him. Love for the Lord as our own child, Bal Gopal form. Taking care, nurturing and loving Him as our own. Loving as beloved. Love for the total self-offering on His feet. Loving Him with complete absorption in Him. Even love as expressed in the pang of separation from Him. No matter which way we love Him, love is still the one. Devotion can be reached unquestioned. Even though the love is one but pursued in many different ways. Your love for the divine is your way of loving Him. It could be any way which you connect and experience the joy of connecting with Him. Without a second, without a limitation, without a fear. The state of oneness, soon which comes on its own. You are inseparable. Even at the times when you reconnect with the world does not say, as a separate entity. It also sees his manifestation alone. So as you come back to reconnect with the same flow of life, the flow of energy, the flow of Prakriti all around and within you, do we see the energy, prana, or we see him only? Let's take a moment to observe this beautiful flow of breath, the mind, and the body. In all these flow, is it the flow of love or the divine? The pure conscious form without a name or identity when you're connected. Even the self, yourself, and the divine are no two different entities. When this difference starts to disappear, the whole world, including the world within, become the dance of the divine itself. Allow ourselves to merge into this. Nothing can go wrong when he's there. As we continue our journey ahead, as we yet to do our roles and responsibilities in the world of duality, continue to act and react. Let's do it on our way of bhakti, on our path of love divine, finding our own way of serving or connecting with him in everything and anything what we do. Knowing that when we are ready, he will express himself. Very gently moving your awareness all around you. Simply connecting with the surrounding, whether with a distant sound or a smell, or simply connecting with your day ahead. Taking a moment to bring it back on the body. Connecting with the breath and the movement of the body. As you consciously can feel the movement of the chest or abdomen with the breath, very gently move your fingers a little, wiggle your toes, bringing the sensation back all around. Slowly take a deep breath in, fully inhale, hold your breath for a moment, and start to exhale slowly. Your own time. when you feel you're consciously, completely connected with the present moment and fully with your body and surrounding. There is no numbness. Very gently open your eyes, looking down.